Everybody, we're back. My next guest has appeared in numerous bits on this show over the years. Now, she's a cast member on Saturday Night Live. Here she is in a parody of The Bachelor from last weekend's show.
Oh, my gosh.
Thanks for holding my rose for me, Bethany. Fine, I don't care. Because next week, I'm going on Fear Factor, and I'm going to be eating bloodworms for money. Yeah, that was me. Strawberries make me fart. Jealous?
Very attractive. Please welcome Amy Poehler. Thanks for coming.
Gotta fix my pants.
You do what you gotta do, and I'll do what I gotta do.
Thank you for showing the farting right off the bat.
Well, let's just get it out of the way, you know what I'm saying? The cream always rises to the top. Now, I've known you for a long time because you used to do all these great, terrific bits on our show before you got the Saturday Night Live gig. And it's funny, I've always pictured you, as a kid, you must have been different than the other kids because you've got a very unique sense of humor.
Yeah, well, you know how you used to play, like, house or secretary when you were a little kid?
Yes, I did.
You used to all the time.
I love to play secretary.
You would get out your pencils.
Yeah.
I used to always I was always kind of attracted to the trashy, cocky, and wrong side of things. So I used to always, like, be like, oh, you know, I'll play house, but I want to be the, you know, the unwed mother, you know.
The unwed mother game.
Yeah, I'll play secretary, but my secretary has a drug problem, like that.
Right, right.
And you know, people would be like, we're 9.
Let's
not go there.
Let's not play this anymore. Do you get recognized? I mean, you'd done Upright Citizens Brigade, and you'd been on this show a lot, but now you're on Saturday Night Live, regular cast member. Are you getting recognized a lot now when you walk down the street?
You know, I don't get recognized that much, but I actually got a great remark the other day. I don't think it was because somebody recognized me, but I was walking down the street, and there were these 2 guys unloading a truck. And
were you alone, or?
I was among a sea of many different women, and one guy turns to the other guy and he's like, "Hey, Bobby, why don't you ask these girls why they left their asses at home?" And I was like, "Thank you, I did leave my ass at home." And then I went to work, and Tracy Morgan pointed out that that wasn't a compliment.
That's not a compliment. Yeah, it's too bad.
They wanted me to bring my ass.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like getting recognized.
Yeah.
I'm told you were just traveling. You were you in Canada pretty recently?
Yeah, I just went to Toronto for the day, and we had to go through immigration, you know, and because of the heightened security, I get really nervous now, even though I'm not doing anything wrong.
Right.
I'm always afraid that for some reason they're not going to let me back into the country, like that they're going to be, no, we're full, you know.
Right.
So I got to immigration, and I just started babbling, like, I don't have anything to hide. And, and the guy was like, you know, why'd you go to Toronto? And I was like, oh, I was here for a christening. I mean, I was here for a day, and, you know, I know how to make a bong out of an apple.
That just comes out,
It just comes out.
How do you make a bong out of an apple? We'll talk later.
Very slowly.
Now, have you ever thought, like, what can you do to relax? How do you relax? Do you ever do anything to just calm down?
Well, the schedule's pretty rough on the show, so I decided to take a friend's advice and check out this Chinese herbalist. He's a Japanese guy, and he does Chinese medicine, and he was this really amazing guy here in New York.
That's confusing already. There should be a law against that.
Yeah. And he was this amazing healer, but he grabs your wrist, and he just is like, you know, he just grabs it, and he's just like, oh, your spleen is very happy.
Really?
Oh, your kidney says, I'm very tired. Stuff like that. And he wrote down this number on a piece of paper, and he said, I'm 31. And he wrote down, mind 31, but organs 24. And I was like, sweet, you know?
That's good.
And then he's like, body ready to have baby. And I said, yeah, I know, but mine's not ready to have baby. And he's like, but body ready. And I was like, yeah, but mine's not ready. And he was like, body ready to have baby. And I was like,
so
I get it.
Right.
But he was pretty cool. Yeah, he did this whole scan on your body with his fingers.
Are you sure he's a doctor? Where did you meet this guy? At a party?
I was in the back of a van, but he was a really cool guy.
It's time for the finger scan, yeah.
Yeah, and then he gave me all these herbs and all these pills to like help me with my anxiety because I get a little anxious.
Right.
And then I had this whole list of herbs to take, and then I got stressed because I wasn't taking them the right way, and then a couple days went by and I didn't take them, and I didn't make the tea right, and so I had like a panic attack and I threw everything away. So
But your
I feel great.
spleen is very
yeah,
happy.
My spleen is happy, yeah.
Now, over the years, I would say we've used a lot of, I think, very good performers on this show to do little bits.
Yeah.
But you always stood out because we used to use you'd play Andy Richter's sister in the audience.
Right.
And you do these different bits in the audience, and you just seem to really thrive when you were in front of people performing. I mean, you'd be great at rehearsal, and then you'd be even 10 times better when you were in front of the crowd.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Did you like being in the audience performing like that?
Yeah, it's really fun, but word to the audience is we used to do bits here, and, you know, I would have to sit in the audience, and every once in a while during the bits, people would realize that they were on camera, and they would start being like, hey, you know,
and they're doing it like they do it sometimes behind the actor who's doing something,
Right.
which ruins the whole reality.
Right, they'd be like, woo, look at this girl, she's crazy. And,
Right.
and so sometimes it would screw up the bit, and so I started getting wise to it after like the 20th time I did it.
Right.
So I used to sit in the audience, and I would turn to the people next to me and be like, hey, hi, how you doing? You guys are going to be on TV, so you better cool it, okay? Because if you try to wave or make a face, I'm going to kill you. If you ruin this bit, me and the band, we're going to come and we're going to hurt you.
Yeah. And then you'd see you doing the bit and people just crying quietly next to you.
Yeah, just quietly.
Made for a very awkward comedy.
Sitting on their hands.
This weekend, Saturday Night Live has host Nia Vardalos from My Big Fat Greek Wedding and musical guest Eve.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a good show.
Lots of ladies.
Ladies. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having
Amy Poehler, everybody. We'll take a break. David Cross, stick around. He's coming up.
On November 12th, who the man? Yoda Man. When you take home Star Wars Episode 2 on DVD, digitally filmed, digitally mastered, a perfect clone. Own the first major live-action film on DVD captured directly from its digital source. This 2-disc set is packed with over 6 hours of bonus features you'll actually want to watch. Star Wars Episode 2, Yoda the Man, on DVD November 12th.
Peace on.
It's gonna be like 20.
Guys, 6 nights in a row? Isn't hell week over? Let's go to Subway. Anything that's not round and greasy.
How about a hot, mouth-watering Dijon horseradish melt or sweet onion chicken teriyaki?
Good luck, man. Thank you.
You've got one. You've probably got more than one. And chances are one of yours is one of ours. Because nobody in credit cards gives you Bank One's range of choices. You could use this one to get cash back. This one to fly. This one to show you care. Fact. Bank One gives you over 1,200 choices. Why do we go to all that trouble? Don't you think somebody should?
The highlight of my day? When they say she got his eyes and my hair. Little do they know, my color's nice and easy golden blonde. It turns up my own highlights so color looks truly natural, just like hers. Nice and easy. May your days be filled with highlights. Clairol Color Wonderful.
What was that Passat commercial? The one with the fancy all-wheel drive thingy? What was the deal? If one wheel starts slipping, power gets taken away from it and sent to the other wheels. That'd be a good thing to have.
Just a reminder, the 4Motion all-wheel drive system from Volkswagen is only available from Volkswagen.
Hi, I'm Nia Vardalos, and I'm hosting Saturday Night Live with my musical guest, Eve.
Hi, Mia Vargalabalagas.
Close enough.
We told you how Chevy is driving Texas. Now we're going to show you. With 0% APR, 0 down payment, and 0 payments for 90 days on every new 2003 Chevy truck. Or choose $2,000 cash back. Chevy driving Texas. 0, 0, 0. Or $2,000 cash back at your Texas Chevy dealer. Chevy driving Texas.
We've prepaid tuition with the Texas Tomorrow Fund for our children.
But how do we save for all of their other college expenses?
I found out online that Texas Tomorrow Fund has a new 529 college savings plan.
The new option is Tomorrow's College Investment Plan.
And all your earnings are tax-free.
Our kids can use it for tuition fees, room and board, books, and even computers.
And they can even use it for a college out of state.
Texas Tomorrow Funds offers you 2 great plans because tomorrow starts today.
This is a whole new look for you.
I did a little Ross thing.
We call this before Ross?
After Ross.
Get a whole new look at Ross. A huge selection of the top brands for everyone in the family at incredible savings.
Wow, do I know you?
At Ross, you'll find a lot of change for not a lot of money.
Very professional.
Thanks to Ross.
Ross, much more than low prices.
Never been sassier.
Who do you work for? Yo mama. Let's kick it. It's always better to give than to receive. Whoops.
She spies.
Saturday night at midnight on NBC5.